Hello, I am Oliver, Principal of the International Macrobiotic School based in Devon, England. If you have been studying macrobiotics for some time and would really like to deepen your studies, I'd really like to invite you to take a look at our second year macrobiotic training course. We run this in two different ways, two different formats. For nearly 20 years, we've been running it as a fully residential course, where over a year, students come 8 times a year to the school in 4-day blocks. The course is about 31 days long. And we are studying a whole range of different subjects together: Oriental philosophy, medicine, Oriental diagnosis, cooking, Doin exercise, shiatsu, emotional healing, spiritual development, etc. Then the last few years, so since COVID, we've also been running it the second year in a mostly online format, with most of the teaching is online and using Zoom, but we start with a 5 or 6 day intensive and we end with a 5 or 6 day intensive, because there are certain things which are just very difficult to teach. They're so practical, they're very difficult to teach purely online. Aspects of macrobiotic cooking, really developing some real sensitivity and accuracy in cooking, in Oriental diagnosis, in giving shiatsu, in emotional healing, and so on. So we do have 2 intensives. Our next residential course starts in June this year, 2024, and the next online course will be starting in November or December 2024, at the end of this year. We haven't sorted out all the dates yet, but it'll be starting about then. So you've got a choice of the 2. If you can make it to the fully residential course, I'd highly recommend it. It's just great being in a group, physically in a group, and studying practically together. But if for family reasons, work reasons, or because you live at a distance, you're in the US or further away in Europe or other places, we've had students from Hong Kong, Egypt, Middle East, USA, then it may be easier to do the online course. We are very keen on 2 things here at the International Macrobiotic School. One is we really like to support people's personal development. We have class sizes of maximum 10, so that everybody gets a lot of personal guidance around their physical health, their emotional healing, their kind of life direction, etc. And so you'll get a lot of support during the second year in developing your own health and healing. And we're also very keen on training people with some really good professional skills. And during the second year course, students learn to become really good health coaches, able to go out and give individual sessions to people, guiding people towards greater health with in-depth knowledge of using food, different forms of exercise, lifestyle changes, some simple basic emotional healing, and also getting on track with their life journey, soul journey, which is an important part of life and healing. And also able to teach and start teaching classes and telling people about how to live in a more healthy lifestyle and eating healthier food. Then a second thing one trains in is becoming a really good macrobiotic whole food chef. When people reach the end of our second year course, they have great cooking skills. Some people go on to cook on retreats for families, maybe in cafes or restaurants. Some people have started giving their own cooking classes as well. So you really learn a lot about cooking for different groups, cooking for babies, children, families, adults, people doing a lot of physical activity, older people, postmenopausal women, etc., etc. People on exclusion diets, people on cleansing diets, people needing building up. You're learning how to cook for a lot of different people. One of the things I love about macrobiotics is it's a flexible system. It's not like a set diet, like so many of these dietary approaches around. They're quite rigid. There's a lot of flexibility, recognizing that we all need different food at different times, also different levels of activity and exercises and so on. Then you actually qualify in a third thing as well, which is well-being shiatsu. Well-being shiatsu is giving shiatsu with a knowledge of the 12 classical meridians for general well-being, for de-stressing, getting tension out of the body, dealing with minor aches and pains in the body, and so on. A lot of people just love receiving shiatsu. So you actually develop 3 possible ways of creating a career for yourself from the second year course. Some people like to do all 3, some people like to do 1, some people like to do 2. Personally, I've been giving macrobiotic health consultations and shiatsu treatments for the past 40 years, and they're such a great combination. They really kind of complement each other. If people are having macrobiotic health coaching or consultations, having shiatsu as well often really speeds up their recovery. People that come for shiatsu can get interested in changing their food and lifestyle and emotional healing, and can take on macrobiotics. The second year, if after completing the second year course you want to take your studies more deeply, then we run a third year course, which is a total of 38 days long, quite long, because we really go into a lot of depth with how to heal a really wide range of different problems, so that one comes out as a very competent macrobiotic counselor or macrobiotic health consultant. And there is also the option of studying extra studies to become a fully qualified shiatsu therapist. So for 28 years, I also ran a shiatsu school, training shiatsu practitioners. I then went on to teach. I really wanted to focus more on teaching macrobiotics, but some students just really love shiatsu, and so there's some extra studies that one can do in order to qualify as a shiatsu therapist as well. And then you have 2 highly professional skills for the price of 1. So really good deal. Really good if you're wanting to make a living, develop a business, to have these 3 skills, giving consultations, shiatsu, and cooking, or at least 2 of them, because then you've got several different strands, several different ways of making money, and which is going to make it much easier to build a career. Requirements for joining this course: you need to have roughly studied what our students here study on the first year course. A lot of the basics of macrobiotics, or macrobiotic philosophy, yin yang, 5 transformations, applying these things to our health, our lifestyle, understanding our bodies, understanding our health problems, how to change our health problems, applying it to cooking meals which are strong in water, tree, fire, etc., energy. Also, we cover just the basics of emotional healing, how to encourage people to express emotion, get in touch with emotions, because emotions are so tied up with our physical health and also with what we choose to eat. A lot of people find it very difficult to change what they're eating until they have done a bit of emotional healing, until they've looked at that side of things. Also, you need to have been really practicing macrobiotics yourself for at least a year, eating macrobiotically, applying it to your lifestyle, incorporating some exercise, etc. So you really have some internal experience of macrobiotics. If you are inspired to either really use macrobiotics to develop your own health and self more deeply, or you really want to develop some professional skills to take the amazing understanding that Macrobiotic has out into the world, then this would be a great course for you. You probably share the feeling that we have here, that that Macrobiotics has so much to offer this modern world. I got into Macrobiotics 45 years ago, and thought that in 45 years the world would have really smartened up a lot, and as to what to eat and how to live a more balanced lifestyle, and how we could really look after our health much better. Some really positive changes have happened, but boy, some real negative ones have happened as well, such as ultra processed foods. So many people devitalized, exhausted, very deficient. Big rise in, as a result, I think a big rise in emotional problems, depression, anxiety, fearfulness, etc. So the reason I keep going with all this work is because, boy, I feel this world really needs Macrobiotics right now. A lot of other good teachings out there, but Macrobiotics is a very well tried, very holistic system, which is just fantastic and helps so many people. If you're interested, have a look on our website, macroschool.co.uk, and there's details of our second year course, and you can download further details. Or if you've got questions, if you'd like to discuss this, I would love to hear from you. Please email me at oliver@macroschool, M-A-C-R-O, school.co.uk. I'd love to hear from you, and I'd love to have you on this journey that we offer here at the International Macrobiotic School. Thank you very much.